a sewing mess. Yeah, definitely. I don't think we're gonna have music today. I don't think so. Oh, it's plugged in, so maybe I'll put it on. Maybe. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Still getting it together. Hey, Elisa. How are you? It's like it's super quiet though. I feel like I need to turn this music on. Otherwise, it's like, ugh. I got sidetracked, and so I was like, wait, I'm supposed to be live right now. Mm-mm-mm. Tuesdays just be, they be trying to give me a run for my money. I'm not even gonna lie. Hey, Diane. How are you? Yeah, this is going to be a really quick sew. I'm gonna explain it in a second. I'm just trying to get to my playlist because I think I'm going to turn the music on. Where did I play it? Oh, you know, I always. I am. I'm good. I have. I mean, I definitely could complain, but I will not. But we are gonna chat though because child. Mm-mm. We're definitely not. That is not what we plan. Let me turn that down some. It's a little hype. It's a little hype. Ooh. All right, y'all. All right, give me a second, please. When I tell you, I literally was in the process of doing something else and realized, like, child, you gotta go. It's live time, so let me move this out the way because this is. I have so many tripods and ring lights that it's like I don't have enough room for them. So I don't even think I need to get these instructions together because I don't. It's not even going to be that much. I hope the folks make it. Because, child, when I say you're not going to be on here that long, you're not going to be on here. And my picture. So this is a Vogue pattern. Now, I decided to use this one instead of the traditional. This is the one that I'm going to be doing. Hey, Will. This is the one that I'm going to be doing. But this view right here, because I'm actually making them to be like nightgowns. The BS saying, you know, the one that we all generally did. It's just like a lot of fabric and it's unnecessary. It's like unnecessary. It's cute, but it's unnecessary. I'm like, I don't need all that. I just want something to throw on. And so when I had this pattern, I'm not even quite sure why I bought this pattern, But I said, you know what? I'm going to use this one. And so I cut out a couple of them to do for tonight. But the thing is with that is I'm not going to be doing like the facing or the pockets because it's literally just something to put on. So it's only 2 pieces that I'm using. And yeah. The arm part though, I was looking at it. It was like a little weird. So my brain wasn't quite comprehending it. So for a hot second, but that's what we're going to do. Because I don't know if you all remember I was telling you like that I think it's a squirrel in my attic, like, and for whatever reason they keep having the people come out here to go up in the attic, but they're not putting anything up there. So they're supposed to be coming again tomorrow, which means I have to take everything out of my closet again. And mind you, how they get into my attic is through my bedroom and my closet. So you already know I feel some type of way about that because that is my private space. And so I was telling my landlord, like, look, this better be the last time because I'm tired of these random people, you know what I mean? It's in my bedroom. So, and for one, they're not putting anything up there. So what is the point of going up there? Of course, whatever is up there is not going to be sitting there when they go up there. It's like they're going to hide or run or whatever. So they need to go ahead and put the traps because trust me, they be rolling all around. Hey, Felicia. So yeah, so that's my another thing for tomorrow that I would have. So so after this live, before I get in, take my shower and all that, I had to pull all of that stuff out of my closet and put it out here in my sewing space, which I've been trying to like clean up because I do several things in this space. So I need it to be, I need it to be clean and workable. Otherwise, like I can't really, I can't operate like that. So it's kind of like throwing me off, and I've been trying to be extremely patient with, like patient with this, but it's really getting on my nerves. But I didn't want to cancel. I just said, the way how I already had my patterns lined up for the month. So I said, will rearrange, put the more easier ones in the front to get myself together. And then we'll work on, doing the back ones. All right, so that's where it leaves us here tonight. But this should be, again, because I'm not even hemming, this type of fabric, which is like that jersey knit. You already know the drill with that. So it's not really a like I said, I'm making 2 of them. So I got the fabric cut for which this is the one on the fold or on the back. So the fabric I'm using, which y'all seen this time and time again, I'm sure. So it looks like that. This is the first one that I'll be working on. And then we'll go ahead and do the second one after this one. So with right sides together, stitch front together at center back. So yeah, that's what we're gonna get ready to do. This V is definitely a deep V though. So I'm like, hopefully ain't. Oh, this is probably the front right there though. Very weird. That looks like that's not the front. It looks very low. But anywho, that's what we're getting ready to do right now. But the only thing is, I don't even, for something to be this simple, I don't think oh yeah, I did. Yes, I did. We don't want, I think this is where the arm is. Sorry, y'all. I'm looking at to see how this thing goes. It's like, child. Here we go. Hey, Tygery. How you doing tonight? This supposed to be a super thing, and I'm over here like really. I'm like, I'm not about to be sitting here trying to struggle with this. That's supposed to be super easy to do. But y'all, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. I did have a miniature nap today, but I don't know. I just woke up and it's like I just could not fall back to sleep. So yeah. And now I'm definitely feeling it. But I was able to get my workout in today. And I got it done later in the day, which is a huge thing for me because I'm definitely one of the ones that have to get it done in the morning or else. Like it's very I'm really trying my luck trying to do it later. But after I had my little nap, I said, you know what, I cannot go another day without having it fully completed. Because y'all know I love doing my walking, but I'm also gearing up, for this 5K. So I need to do other things outside of the walking. The walking is great, but yeah, I definitely have to do some more stuff. You said you tired but good. Girl, me and you both, like, I planned on like taking my shirt, like doing everything before we got on this live. But y'all see, I don't even have no earrings on. I don't even do that. Like, I was just like, it just was too much. But I'm like, I'm gonna just get on here and make it do what it do. And then I have to go clear that darn closet out. So yeah, these people can come tomorrow. Then after all of that, I have to sit there and cleanse my apartment because I don't play around with just these strangers be up in here. Take all your little lingering spirits out with you. You won't be dropping nothing off here. So I said the thorough cleaning like that I was going to do, I said I might as well just go ahead and wait till after they come tomorrow so I can do it all in one swoop. And sure, hopefully this be done because this, when I tell you this is probably about the 6th time, I don't lost count, but it has to be at least 6 time that somebody has been here, and all of them did absolutely nothing. So I made it clear to my landlord that this is going to be it, because what y'all not going to do is keep having these people come and not do anything. So he assured me they supposed to be doing a treatment tomorrow and putting traps or whatever up there. We'll see. Hey Chris, how are you? I need to go, but I didn't have time. I need to go and see what happened with your but it was your dress that you made yesterday. What did you make yesterday? Did you get how's your sojo going? Child, we all go through it, even though I know that is not what you want to hear, especially when you try to get it back. But unfortunately, but fortunately, it does come back. But we just go through those periods where it's just like you just not feeling it. And I think because it's just life and be having so much that we have to do and need to do that we forget. It's like our body or brains just shut down. Like, get somebody else to do it. Juanita Bynum, ain't this your girl? Is this the one you call? Is Juanita the one you call your mom, Chidri? This shirt is so old, child. I think I had this when I was pregnant with one of them kids. But I use it as a night shirt. You did finish it? Oh, well, that's good. We love finishes. I'm actually in the process of challenge. I have my own personal challenge going on where I'm not buying any fabric and I'm working through like my patterns. I was going through one thing about cleaning up stuff and have to move stuff around, you find other stuff that you forgot you had. So I have so many oldie but goodie patterns. All of my patterns this month are like older patterns. None of them are like new. So they're all old. Plus, you know, like a kimono is not something that I generally make. I never really cared for them, even though I think they're so cute though on other people. But I don't know, it just never was a thing for me. So I had that like down on my list. That's, you know, for next week. But yeah, so my thing is, as y'all can see that mess, I have, what is it, one, two, three, four, like 5 tiers. It's 5 tiers over there of fabric. So I was trying to break them up with woven and knits, but I just haven't got the chance to really, because you know you have to be in a mental space to sit there and go through all that and fold all that stuff up. And yeah, I've just been trying to get my workspace, get my space cleared out and just get rearranged. So once everything gets situated and be at its final destination spot, then I can go and, you know, like kind of beautify everything up. But I'm not buying any fabric. So any project that I do, I have to use what I have. Um, because, you know, like again, a lot of times, you know, we want to buy more and more and more. And it's like you have so much stuff that you haven't even used. And I generally don't have the, you know, like have the room. So I need to start making these clothes up. And because again, I'm not doing any custom stuff right now. This is all about me. I want to also work on, you know, just some brushing up some skills and some things I want to do personally for myself. So I am, it's like a bittersweet moment, but lo and behold, I am excited to do it because if I never took this time to just pause there, I would never get there. But I just have some like techniques and some stuff I always wanted to try and always wanted to do. And I can't do that working on, you know, somebody else's garment. So it's like all about me right now when it comes to that. You said just a hoarder? You said you knew that was your mom, bro. You can see her. Child, if you see it all close up, it is so chopped up. Like, because it's so old. Like, when I tell you, this thing is so old. Child, it's so old. But it is a good, I love it to go to bed. And I know I had it for being pregnant because it's super big. It's super, super big. So I was pregnant with one of them kids. And I used to rock this a lot. But, y'all... Whoo, child. So yeah, that is my plan. That is my goal. I know they do challenges out there where they do all the different stuff, but you know what? It's like I don't want to rush Angel's senior year, but it's like I cannot wait so I could be able to do more. You know, do more of the things that I like to do. So I don't get a chance to participate in all of like the challenges and everything that be going on because the schedule is my schedule be so tight. And I just be squeezing in my own little stuff, like my line dance classes and stuff like that. I do that because it's like, I need that for me. But if it was like, for us, like, child, I would just be wanting to lay down. But I'm glad when I finally actually do go because I really be needing that. But yeah, it's really it's really a sacrifice to do it. Because how schedules will be. So cross country is over, but indoor practice started. So she was off last week, but then indoor practice started yesterday. And so the track meets don't start until like December 1st around that time, but she still has the practice, you know, right now up until then. So it's just never ending. But, you know, I'm not complaining because but, you know, I'm just like, it's a lot. It is definitely a lot. And so your girl got her wheels back, so I am actually driving again. But let's have... Now, I already told y'all before, we going to sew in chat, so I need y'all to talk back to me because I know we have moms in the chat, and we got, like, I don't want to call, what do we want to call it? I don't want to say like senior mom, but vets. That's what I want to say. Like, as myself, that having child, children that's in their 20s, perhaps even in their 30s, child, maybe in your 40s. I don't know. That's your business. But I had a these last few outings that I was at, I found myself in these conversations with women, and these women were older than me. And we was just chatting, and what I come to realize, even through at our big old ages, and some of them were like in 60. I don't know. I believe the other ladies somewhere close to her 70s, I want to say. But just still in that complexity of especially if you're older, like, and if you're single, and if you decide that you want to start dating, like all the pressures of like you being older, getting yourself back out there, the stuff you want to do versus what people think at your age you should be doing, which irks the out of me with those type of, but I get it. Like I really do get it. And that's why, I've been on this, I don't know, like I guess in this evolution or awakening point of like really talking about this stuff, because it hits home for a lot of people. And it be a lot of older women that's carrying this more so than, the younger ones. I know we hear about young, but it's a lot of older ones out here for real that, struggle with this. And I was like, you know what, it just needs to be talked about more, because people really want living your life, even though you can have a good career and do all that, but if you're not fulfilled, like you're not meeting the mark of like the things and the desires of your heart, then you're not free. And no amount of money or how you try to dress it up is going to change that. You know what I mean? You're always going to be plagued by that. Oh, I think this is how this goes. So anyway, as I was talking to this lady, she was like, "Oh my God, like I really needed this," and I was just like, "Wow!" And this is just in general conversation. But I've been feeling this nudge of like more. You know what I mean? It's like that phase. It's like that gray area of like elevating, but yet you don't know exactly where that's going, but you need to go type of thing. Y'all understand what I'm talking about? Because I don't want to be sitting here talking to the walls now. Here we go. Did this thing stop? Hey, Armina. Why my thing stop? They be playing too much. Oh, it's about to start up. So that's where I have been at. And so I've been slowly but surely just reworking some stuff on my end. So if y'all start seeing stuff like change, like if you're in my broadcast channel, you saw that I changed the name from the Bold Azz Mom to the BU community, because at the end of the day, first of all, I appreciate all of my allies. I appreciate everybody that still rocks and follows that's not a mom. I have a solid group of men that rock with me and support me, and so I definitely do appreciate that. However, I always say my main focus is moms, because of the fact that like we really need love and need that support and guidance. However, you get in where you fit in. I do acknowledge everyone else, because if it helps you, then you know what I mean, like it helps you. But I really do have my heart goes out to moms. And that's whether you single, married, divorced, widow, whatever you got going on, child. Like, even if you know what I mean, didn't actually birth a child, but you took care of the child, like you like mom, auntie, all of those things. If you're basically caregiver, you're taking care of another human. It's applicable to you too, because we get ourselves so wrapped up in all of our responsibilities, that we really do lose ourselves in the midst of that. And then, people don't like to identify it as this because it might seem a little harsh, but it's really not. But I always say, going through an identity crisis, because if I ask you, you know what I mean, who are you? A lot of times, what the responses that I get is all the things that people do, and or give me their name, and I'm like, that is not who you are, and you didn't even name you, so that don't even count. You know what I mean? But it's understandable because we always all the stuff that we do, so that's what we're identified as. And I'm like, no, no. No, moms, please stand up. I'm shining. When they say shine a light on it, y'all know that song? Shine a light on it. It's usually for your birthday. That song, like, no, we are shining the light on moms now. Okay? And going forward, the light is going to be on you, on us. So be prepared. Get ready. Because y'all already know I got some more stuff coming down the pike. Okay? So I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you now that it is definitely loading. But I say all that to say my birthday back in February, I was telling a friend, and I'm so glad I got to a point where I started opening up a little more and sharing some stuff with some people, because it's like they kind of can attest to it, opposed to me like saying it like I told myself, because that sounds real weird, like real odd. But knowing, sharing that information with somebody else to be like, yeah, you did say, you know what I mean, you did say this or you did say that. It was something different for my birthday, and not too traditional, like, oh, we got older, but I was like, I don't, something feel different this year, like, and I'm like, I don't really know. I don't know how to name it. Like, I don't know what to call it. I just know that something is different. And as the year, see, I knew that thing be doing that. I have to reproach. That's why my machine be doing that. I saw it. When I tried, this is why I don't bang with buttonholes. Sorry, y'all. Those that know me, I talk in circles, but I'm gonna try to bring it back in because I don't do it on purpose. So I have a few good friends that help me out with that. But I just saw on my machine, because remember before I was telling y'all I would sew and it will just stop. But it's almost like it's registering as it's for it to do something else. One day I called myself planning, because friend Carol always talk about play with your machine, read the manual, this, that, way. So one day I decided to go play with my machine, and I was trying to play with the buttonhole. But ever since I tried this buttonhole out, and been going back to my regular sewing, it ain't been the same. It's like it's something that's triggering, like as if like I'm doing a buttonhole or I'm doing something. So that kind of just popped up real quick on my thing, and I'm like, I knew it has something to do with that. So now I have to figure out, because I'll just stop sewing, wait for a little bit, hopefully and then start sewing again. But when I'm in a groove or something, it really be messing me up and pissing me off. So I'm really going to have to figure out what the heck is going on with that. Because I'm like, I know my machine ain't broke. But I noticed it happened after that buttonhole machine, me trying it, and I haven't used that buttonhole since. Okay? And that was like a year ago. So, yeah. That is why I don't do I was already scared of buttonholes before. Now, I'm really like, see? Now I'm really done. But no, I'm gonna have to figure it out, because this is ridiculous. This is a new machine, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Really gonna have to figure that out. Now back to what I was saying. Now, what the heck was I saying? You not at 92. You, Armina, girl, and you getting all your stuff together. But yeah, it is scary. Well, for one, because there's a lot of stuff going on out here, and to be perfectly honest, like, men are not. You know what I mean? It's different. These men are different. They just different, child. They different. So you really gotta use use discernment and yeah, stay prayed up. And let the good Lord lead you. Because, child, we can't go by our two eyes alone. No, no, no. No, 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 no. But I still want to encourage it if that's what somebody, they desire to have that. And it's okay to even say that. Like, it's a clear, I'm not going to give away my secrets. But I'd be so irked when these chicks be like, oh, I don't need no man. And this, they act like they super. It's one thing to be comfortable because, to be in being in your singlehood. But it's also okay to say, yes, I'm single, but I desire to be. And you know what I mean? In a loving, committed, faithful relationship. However you want to word it. Like, it really is okay. It doesn't mean like you're desperate and you're lonely right now. Just saying you're putting it in existence, like out there, like in a universe, that's what you want. Like, that is nothing to be ashamed of, and it ain't nothing to, like, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, people be out here tripping. Oh, okay, now I see how this thing goes. I'm like, the way how they had this set up, I'm like, what the heck? How the heck did this go? But I still feel like, oh, so this. Oh, this is like hoodwink, but okay. Now I get it. I definitely get it. It's gonna be super quick though because I'm just doing these two pieces only for like a nightgown version, and I'm gonna wear one tonight too. I'll do all that to wear one tonight. Tonight. But anyway, so I wanted to talk to y'all because I don't even know what I was saying before that. If somebody remembered, put it in the chat, please. But so if you saw my stories, I believe that I was talking about how going through all of this and when I said turning 46 on my birthday, well, I'll be 47, next year in February. But this year on my birthday, saying how things just felt different. But I wasn't sure like what that was all about. And throughout the course of the year, life be life and things happen. And with all the different transitioning, I'm like, wow. So now I'm starting to have the clarity and be like connecting the dots, like, oh, so this was about, and now this makes sense. And when I tell y'all, this is 10 years in the making. When I went full blown entrepreneurship, I left corporate America in November of 2014, but then I had got my LLC in December of 2015. And even when Bold was like dropped in my spirit, I did not know. Like my old girlfriend at the time, she was like, girl, that sounds like some type of sermon or something. Like that's, you know what I mean? She couldn't, you know what I mean? Like the concept was just like too much for her. And I get that because I get that a lot. Some people, it takes them a minute to really pick up what I'm putting down. And some people, they get it off the back. So it is what it is. But I had a complexity back there because I'm like, people just don't understand me. And I'm like, even though I try to explain it as best as I could, it just will go over people's head. Or be like, no, I don't think you should do this. But here's the crazy part. A lot of the things that people said I really, they didn't think was a good idea or should wait or people wouldn't understand it are now doing the things. And I had to realize sometimes it's about timing. Like it's not the right timing. So it will go over a lot of people's head. But some of us are really that innovative and so advanced that it takes people the time to catch up to what it is that we're talking about. So you got to be very careful, like who you talk to and who you share stuff with, because, they can, set you back. And I'm not saying it to be like, some people is out to be bad about it, but it's not everybody's not. It's just that they're just not on that type of time, as Tydri would say. Yeah, if they're not exactly, if they're not ready to hear it, they won't get it. Which pattern am I doing? I'm doing Vogue 1496. I'm just doing them. I'm doing it. This is like I'm doing it as a like the caftan, like for a nightgown, because the BSN one that we generally do, it's just too much fabric. Like I can make two of these out of the same amount of fabric I will make with all that other one. And even though I like it, but it's like a waste of fabric for me. So I just was trying to make me a few little nightgowns. Because that's what I bought this fabric for, like way back in the summertime. And you can see we're about to hit winter, y'all. And I'm just getting to it. So that was part of my challenge. I have like challenges within the challenge within the challenge that I'm doing to be able to use up my fabric. Um, and yeah, get some of these projects done that I would like to get done. But also it keeps me motivated and it's inspiring. So another things that I'm doing, because I'm getting ready for this, gearing up for this 5K, and I'm bringing y'all along with me. So stay tuned for the information on that. I'm also picking out patterns to go with my physique. Like I'm not, like I said, I'm not married to like certain type of results, but I know if you do the work, you get the results, period. Now, how those results is going to show up, it is what it is, because it's like my body, it be doing what it wants to do, but it always shows up and shows out, and it's always better than what I expected. So I'm not worried about on that point, but to help keep me encouraged and inspired, and the little specks of motivation, because y'all know how I feel about motivation. But when that motivation comes, I try to put stuff in motion in, so when it dies off, which it will, that I still have stuff in motion, so then I can tag team and be like, all right, well, this is what we're working on. So I have brought out some patterns that I want to make to go with, feeling good, looking good, and you know what I mean, saying like I'm that girl, I still got it. So there's some patterns that I have aside for those moments. What fabric you see? That's why I ain't want my thing to be facing this way. You all up in the business. But y'all know I do like a cleansing, like a palette, which I don't know. I might do that kind of like of a private. Or we'll see. We will see, because there's a lot of these fabrics I actually, because of the fact I'm not buying anymore, that I actually do want to use. So. But I have dresses, I have shoes that I don't even know, even if I have not worn. If I wore them, I wore them one time, but that I'm going to be giving them away. But they're going to be, it's going to be very discounted, because I need to, again, I can't fit them. Like some shoes, some of my are they Jessica Simpson? I don't know. But whatever they are, some of my size 8s, they played in my face. And I don't know, but sometimes your feet swell up, and so I will hold on to them, but I can't fit them. So it's no need to be holding on to them. So if you do wear a size 8 and you like a little heel, stay tuned. And I have dresses I never worn. I have dresses that, like, I was in a wedding or something like that, I wore one time. All of the stuff been clean, but it was sitting for years, so I would recommend clean. But again, I want to be able to, send them off and let somebody else, let it be a blessing to somebody else, because it's stuff that I'm not going to ever wear again. You know what I mean? But again, those are going to be at a discounted cost, because, this is Angel senior year. I'm doing all kinds of things to make sure my baby got everything she needs, okay? So, I'm not a person like to put my hand out and say, please, can you support me? So I try to do different things to where people can get something back, and in regards to helping support, because you know what I mean, I'm doing much better with it. But that's my way of saying to y'all, like, your girl gonna need some help, but I've got some stuff lined up that my way of being like, for a fraction of the cost, you can have these items type thing. So yeah, that's how that goes. Oh, what happened? What did I miss? Wait, you know what, Carmen? I thought I was in there one day before a hot minute, and I thought I saw leather, but I was like, you talking about in the bin? like scrap pieces in that middle part. You know what I'm talking about? I thought I saw that. I thought I did see that. But I was like, I didn't have time to really examine it because then I would have been in trouble. So I'm like, yeah. Oh, y'all sitting here checking up. Yeah. So I guess that, okay, I guess my eyes didn't fool me because I did think I saw that. I did think I saw that. But anyway, y'all, so first of all, because I got a few things I wanted to share with y'all, okay? And I feel like I could be able to get it all out doing this though, because this should be pretty simple. I don't really gotta think about. So Friday, Angel had her senior portraits, and y'all, this is senior. I've been through this. This is going to be my fourth time going to it, but why does it feel like it's the first? I don't know if it's a matter of because she's the last one, I don't know. But girls is definitely different from boys. I know my boys was super simple. But I feel like with Angel, it's like doing Shay all over again. And you know, they like 15 years apart. So, child. Hoo, 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 hoo. But anyway, yeah. I thought so. I thought so. Okay. Well, girl, don't be talking because I don't. Well, I mean, that would be what for bags and stuff. You know, I do not make no bag. The best I'm going to get is like a clutch. That fold over. Y'all know the fold over or not the one, what was that? Cross run sunshine cross. I don't know what it's sunshine. Child, I don't know. But it's that one that I made that Brittany did before. And we did it online. Like, or that one. Because you couldn't tell me nothing with that little bag. But that's basically like a little clutch. But that's as far as I go. That is as far. Oh, so this is supposed to be bent back about like that. But I didn't bend it back. I think that's how that's supposed to be go. I didn't bend it back. But yeah, for bag lovers, because that stuff is not expensive. I doubt it. I don't think it's not expensive, is it, Carmen? I doubt it if it is. Jomar's is not expensive at all. Jomar used to be the shiznit back in the day. Oh my gosh. So I used to go to the one down on Oregon Avenue, rack up. Now, you know, you get what you get, but that was my spot. I mean, I was in there all the time. All the time. Getting all kind of cute finds out of there. All right, y'all. So anyway, so my niece, you know, had did her hair. And she makes wigs and stuff, but my niece don't know how to cut. But the style that Angel wanted, it's really all in the cut. So it did not come out the way that she wanted it. And so, but her pictures was that day. So we didn't have no wiggle room to change anything. It was kind of like, this is what it is. So, you know, I was, 95. I was hot. I was hot because for one, she was upset and, you know, crying and stuff. And so I tried to, even though I didn't think her hair looked bad, it didn't look like what she wanted it. But you know how when you want something, you don't give a damn what nobody else think about, because I remember those days. And so I told, you know, I had my makeup thing with me just in case. The curlers, as we get to the school, and she's walking over, she's like this, and I'm like, oh, girl, look, we can't be going in here doing this. So, of course, we get in there. The first thing, they like, oh, Angel was wrong. So the tears is rolling. I'm just like, and so I said, well, everything is wrong. She don't like her hair. You know, she had to get her makeup done. The way how they got her together, it had me in tears. Like, I had to, and they like, oh, Mom, it's okay. Like, it had me in tears because, for one, I remember my days in school, them little heifers, ain't nobody helping you do nothing. And I went to a school that was a vocational school, so we had fashion design. We had everything in the school, cosmetology, everything was there. But, baby, there wasn't nobody helping you do nothing, okay? And the way they came through for her, and just hooked her up in like 2.5 seconds. First of all, these kids be knowing all the stuff. They was like, one teacher called another teacher, was like, hey, Angel got this lace front with the part in the middle, and she got something like she knew what to say. The girl came down, had some little stuff, brushed her stuff, and I was like, the teacher with the curl. I said, well, let me just move out the way, because definitely I was not going to be able to do. You said no $10 to be. Oh, that's good. That's good. Shoot, I may have to. Maybe I can scrap something together and make a something. I don't know. When if they still have it by the time I go, because I'm not buying any. I can't buy any more fair. I don't have nowhere to put it. But they had got her together. She looked like a whole. I said, oh my. Like, I couldn't believe it. And she was the last one. The lady was like, we need Angel. And they was like, can we get, like, what's the stat on Angel? She was like the very last one that had to take her pictures. And then but one of the things I thought was so sweet, that one girl came in there, she was like, Black Girls Unite. And they all, Angel, you need this? It was another aunt in there, was like, well, I got the eyebrow pencil. Oh, do y'all have the lid stuff that go under the eye? And I don't know the name of the stuff, child. I don't know. So even though I have a whole bunch of stuff, but I couldn't tell you what it do. I have a whole contouring kit and just be like this. So what? So wait, you got to do what? Child, YouTube be having you think you could do everything. So I have a whole bunch of stuff, probably dry rotted because I had it for years, haven't used it. But that's beside the point. But nonetheless, her teacher had makeup, and next time I turned around, the girl was ready to go. So I was like, wow. And I was talking to my niece, and she was like, oh my God, they did that. Because she was like, Auntie, we ain't had that, in school. And I said, I know. Like, I know. And I was just like, sometimes I wake up, and it's like, I always start my day like with gratitude. Like, it took me a long time to get to that point. Because when you've been through some stuff, you be like, yeah, you happy you alive, but, I don't know if I want to go as far to be like, I'm happy this and happy for that. But no, it really is a game changer, because it just sets the tone for your day. And when you grateful, more things do open up, for you. But I wasn't taught that growing up. So yeah, it took me a minute to grasp that. But I just was like, sometimes we look for these big blessings, and, like winning the lottery, you know what I mean? The $1 billion jackpot. Like, we know that's like, oh girl, you're just a blessing. You like all that stuff. But it be in those little things. And are you still going to be able to be grateful in that, like it was the lottery and all that? Because child, when I tell you, my chest was hurting real bad, and I felt like it was like minor stress. I didn't think I was stressing, but it was like, I felt like when I started Google, I'm like, my chest is hurting, and it seemed tight, and it was like stress. You know what I mean? You want to make sure you do everything right. You want to make sure that everything is doing that. I had to fill out her FAFSA for school, and even though I'm like, well, but you still got to fill all that stuff out. And I was really launching on doing it, because I'm just so tired. Come to find out, with new technology, because I had to do it for my daughter, even though my oldest one, she had a full scholarship, but you still have to do that. A lot of the information was in there, so it took me about 5 minutes to do it. But it took me a month to only realize, if I would have did it before, it was only like 5 minutes, with 5-minute process. But I didn't know it, because I just never looked into it. I just would get like, oh, I don't feel like doing this right now. I don't feel like doing this, even though we way ahead of the game. But I'm saying all that to say, like, I always say we need to talk about this. It's like, well, Aisha, you initiate the conversation. Let's talk about it, because if some moms or y'all want to talk about it, that's fine. But I have to. I need to. I've been holding a lot of stuff for a long time, and child, I'm going in another direction. I just leaving that stuff. I gotta leave it all. Not dumping it on y'all, but just releasing it. And I'm just saying, if you got some stuff you need to release, child, well, guess what? The dumpster is wide open. Just start dumping it in there, because enough is enough. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and when we was talking about, I'm not going to get it off. We were, just talking about raising kids and absent fathers, just put it point blank, period. And her story, well, part of the story was like similar to mine, in the mindset of how these men think. And it's like, They don't know each other. I'm pretty sure my child's father don't know hers. And it's the same type of mentality. And I was like, yeah, like it's not right, but we gotta, you know what I mean, gotta talk about it and address it, because I know probably a whole lot of other people feel that same way, and feel like they're alone. And even if you don't, like if you have a very supportive husband, baby daddy, boo, whatever, you know, whatever your situation is, this doesn't exclude you, because it has to do with being a mother and that role of a mom. That's not who you are. That's one of the roles that you play. It's not who you know what I mean? It's not your everything. Unless you want it to be your everything. But all the moms I talked to was like, no, they still had aspirations and stuff they want to do for them. Okay. And they want to reclaim their bodies back. Because we all know, child, having children does a toll on your body. I don't care how much cosmetic enhancements that you do, the body still goes through. You can't change what happened on the inside. It still goes through a process that will forever be changed. Um, and sometimes it's really hard to deal with that. Like one of the things, and I don't have a problem saying, like, I don't know what it's like to have like perky boobs or stuff like that, even though I have small ones, but I never had them. From what I remember from having a child so young, like they just was like, don't have no tissue in there. I mean, they're not just like completely just no to you, but you know what I mean. Like all that sitting, yeah, I ain't never had. So I don't know what that was. I don't know what that's like to have that. You know what I mean? But I know this one girl was like, oh no, if you know what she decided to have kids, and if they don't sit up, she gonna get it done, because that was really huge for her. And you know, I said I get it, because I thought about getting it done one time too, because I'm like, well, this look cute. All you gotta do is throw this on. You ain't got to worry about trying to tape this, pull this, duck this, and especially you ain't even got no boobs. You gotta do all that, and then it still don't be lopsided if you don't get it right. So I get it, and I went to a consultation. It was like 2008, I believe it was. And when they told me what they had to do, I was like, oh, never mind. You don't have me balloons putting that. Mm-mm. Both options was like balloons. And I was just like, I'm good. I just was like, I was so turned off by it. But I was so mad because I thought they could just pump. I just thought they could pump something to do something, just like, I don't know but just probably how people think we could do from making them something is probably like what I thought that he would be able to do. And he was like Asian or something too, and he was I said he should be able to work it out. I mean, ain't you from China somewhere? Like, don't y'all got more technology stuff than we do. But child. You said from yeah, and that's the crazy part, because I was like, she really growing up. Like I'm looking at these pictures of her from a baby. I was like, that little big head little girl, and then grew into her head and everything. I said, oh my God. And I'm like, this is it, y'all. Look, I'm about to tear up. My eyes about to tear up. And I'm like, this is it. But I'm so used to, you know, running for track and report card conference and running for this and running for that. It's like I'm literally prepping myself now. I'm not going to wait till she graduates. Like I am getting myself together now. Because believe it or not, after her graduation, I'm having one too. Like I survived 4 kids. I did this thing, and I am going to, oh my God. I am going to celebrate that. That is a huge thing. And it's been rough. It has been rough. But I've learned a lot about me, and I've learned a lot about motherhood and people, and a lot of stuff is bullshit. Okay? Like, it's a lot. So anyway, so here goes the first one, y'all. Again, it's really simple because I didn't want to use up. So that's the first one. Now we getting ready to do the second one. It's right up my alley too, because I don't like to sleep in a lot of stuff, and I definitely don't sleep in underclothes at all. So yeah, so this is perfect for me. And I have another one that we're gonna get ready to do. What the heck? So yeah. And this is cool too. I like that it's the white paper, white and blue. Okay, I feel like they all should be like that, white and blue. Because I feel like this paper is a little bit more sturdier than the other tissue paper that comes with the other patterns. From my understanding, Sandra Bazina, is that her name? All her patterns come with white paper. So, but you can see this pattern is old. So, thank you, friend. I do. Whether people think so or not. So, let me tell y'all. So, we got two more stories. Because I just like, I got to tell them. So, remembering the challenge in September, I really felt some type of way for myself because I had my own personal goals that I botched. Okay. I didn't do horrible, but I did not do how I wanted to do. But I was glad I was able to hang in there for y'all because I tell you, y'all was my life. Y'all was moving it. I was doing the best I could with what I had. My car broke down the end of August, like that Friday before school started on that Monday. Broke down on 495. I was almost home, but didn't make it. But I knew my car, I knew my car was definitely on life support. She was trying to hold on. But I just asked her to keep on keeping on. And she did the best she could. My car had, I think, probably 303,000 miles on there. So she ran well. Okay. Nobody hindered her. If you know the scripture, you know what I'm talking about. But she ran really well. So I couldn't even be mad at her. I just but I was trying to hold on to her till at least Angel graduated. Because ain't nobody trying to get no car note. Ain't nobody trying to do that. So that was the first thing. And then I was like, you know what? We gonna still keep it moving because, I had a mission for this challenge. It was really important for me to get this thing going. So I was like, this is gonna be interesting because y'all know I like to go to the park and walk and da-da-da-da-da. So when I could get there, I did go. But a lot of times I couldn't. And I know I can work out at home. I just don't like to, and I'm not used to doing it. So I'm like a creature of habit for certain things, especially for my workout regimen, because when something works, I'm the type of person, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. But I also, learn like change. Like sometimes you just gotta gotta go with the flow and you gotta mix it up. So I kind of struggled with that. But you know what I mean? I did the best I could do. So if that wasn't enough, and I just kept telling y'all, and I don't think I ever really went into it. I just kept telling y'all, man, September whooping our ass. Like it was really trying to and I think it was challenging me to see like how bad did I really want the things that I said that I wanted. And so, you know what I mean? I was in there, I did it. I'm not going to say I aced that, but I passed. I can definitely tell you that part. Okay, there ain't going to be no straight A, but I think I might have a B minus maybe, or I could have a B, but it definitely wasn't like a just passing moment. It was just like, wait, hold on. Where is the thing at? Hold on, y'all, because I'm like, this thing is super easy, so I better not mess it up. I shouldn't have. I pulled the thing apart, and I should not have. Ooh. So anyway, so I did, but I got challenged on like every possible thing you can get challenged on. So I was like, darn, this is not when I was expecting like to do this challenge. But what I realized, and this is what stopped me back in the day from when I was trying to do challenges, something will always happen to where it would test, like it wasn't a smooth sailing to like what it was that I was doing. How I envisioned like, okay, we're going to do this, then we're going to do this, but never left room for like, these things may not work out like this, but are you still going to continue to do a try? I'd be like, I ain't doing it. Something came up, this, that, or whatever. So I learned that. I said, oh, this is what be going on. But I said, nah, I put my word out there. Like, remember back in the day, like your word is your bond, like that. I'm true to that. If I said I was going to do something, I'm going to do it. Even though some people will bail out on you, like, child, get somebody else to do it. But that is not me. If I said I was going to do something, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. So everything was already set. Like y'all was already, you know what I mean? Emails went out, all of that. And I get these court papers in the mail, right? Because it as if my car situation wasn't enough. Because, my daughter, she goes to school. She has to be driven to school. she can't just, no bus comes and get her because of where her school is. So uh that was one thing. And then I get these court papers in the mail because her father was taking me back to court to try to drop his child support. Now, mind you, she's about to be 18 and it's about to be over. She'll be 18 in February. And so I was like, and the court date was September 29th or something. Like, was it that Monday? It was the last Monday that we had the line dance party. And I was like, I said, you got to be kidding me. Like, how? I don't think deadbeat is a strong enough word for that. I just was like, I couldn't believe it. I said, what? Like, how is this even possible? But nonetheless, it was. And again, I don't have a card. But I have to go to Philly to go to court. I live in Delaware. Okay? So, now, mind you, I think, like I said, I thank God for my people that just, it takes a village, because I always had a ride. I always had whatever I needed to get done. I got done, even though, I don't like inconveniencing people. So it was a little struggly for me, but I realized that's how we miss out on blessings, because we can help somebody, but then we cringe up or don't allow people to help us, and that be our blessings. And I said, I need all my blessings. So I got myself together and, did what I had to do. And child, so it gets gooder. Okay. You heard what I said. It gets gooder. So I go to court and, it's like the usual. It's the same stuff. First of all, he is super late and he lives in Philly. So when they called for our name and I was like, they was like, well, is he here? And I said, well, he just got here. So I had to wait, because now they had to wait for him to fill out the paperwork and this, that, or whatever. You the one that's bringing me here and you got me waiting. Okay. So I said, okay. So then when we have to go into this mediation room, and I'm only sharing this is because I need y'all to understand from a mental perspective. It's easy to say, oh, this what they should do. And this, I've been going through this for 10 years. And when I tell you, the court system it's a joke. You know what I mean? Like, they really be playing around with people's lives. And, it be a lot going on. Some people, they go in there and everything just be easy peasy. And some people, they have to, you know what I mean? I had my fair share of wins and losses. And so for this one, it would appear to have been a loss, because when we went there and we went in the room and I was talking, he was saying his usual, like, cry me a river, oh, they dirt. And I know good and darn well that he ain't paying is nearly nowhere where he should be paying. But because of the fact that I refuse to, keep going back and forth and battling with him on that, I said, I'm going to let God take care of him. Okay, I'm not doing it. So the lady was like, well, and she got nasty. She was a white woman, and I can guarantee you, if you saw her a day out on the street, she would act like she wouldn't even know who I was. But in authority, and with the orange man being in office, people like to, you know what I mean? They try to flex a little bit. So we was in there, and I was telling him, I said, listen, you get 2 different checks. She gets a portion of each of those checks. Like, he tries to hide one. Like, he be trying to do all this. I was like, and so I said, no, she gets, so, we going in, and then she going to start yelling. It's like, no, y'all need to, but she clearly was for him, right? Because when I said something, she wanted to tell us, oh, y'all be quiet. And I looked at her. It took everything in me to say, bitch, who are you talking to? Right? So then I just said, if I hold my peace, God, I'll fight my battle. If I said, Lord, I'm holding it and hold it. You know what I mean? I'm literally like sitting here because I said, this ain't, but I said, what you not going to do, you ain't going to cut up. You ain't going to cut up because it's going to work out in your favor. I said, it's going to work. It always do. Like, he wins some battles, but I always win the war because you're wrong. You are absolutely wrong. So she said she was going to stop his, one portion of it. She's like, I'm going to stop this support. And did I said, how do you just stop us? Like, who does that? Who stops a support? But I said, okay, because So then she said, well, do you want to contest it? And I said, no. Because I was like, I'm over it. Like, you don't make or break me. I don't want to see you ever again in life, so I don't want to come here. So then she asked him, well, I can't do nothing about your arrears. He was like, he should feel like he shouldn't have to pay the arrears. Do you know the arrears is accumulation of, because when you wasn't paying it, so it, yeah. So it adds up. So now you think because they finally caught you that, or whatever happened, because I don't know, I wasn't there. Okay, I don't know what happened. All I knew was it was an increase what I got, and I didn't ask no questions because I don't care. So I just was like, oh. And so she says to him, well, do you want to contest it or you want to leave it? You know what this Negro said? He said he wanted to go to court to contest it. Now you would think because I said I'm gonna let you go ahead and slide and just let this thing. So I said, oh, well, since we doing all that, y'all gonna try and make me come back? Then no, retract that, and you know what I mean. Now I don't agree with this, so we'll handle in the court. But here's the catcher, y'all. We go back in March. It's going to be a done deal by then. So who won? Who, in hindsight, who won? I mean, I'm gonna let y'all think about that. If y'all followed the story, if y'all could pick up what I was putting down, because you still have arrears and it has to be paid. And if for you not to pay those arrears, or the judge for you to say whatever, we go back in March. From September, so I said, okay. So I know he probably pissed. Came the first. He was pissed. Yeah, you got to, because she couldn't wipe his arrears off. So even though she cut it off for him paying child support, but he still owes those arrears and she can't do nothing about that. So I'm pretty sure he pissed right now. And I'm still going about my business as I do. Meanwhile, this is senior year. Senior dues are due now. Okay? We got all senior stuff and you talking about what you don't want to pay. You said keep biting his, exactly. But he don't see it like that. He be mad at me. I'm like, you need to be mad at you. I didn't go to the court and increase nothing. They send me something every 2 years about an increase, and I say no because I don't even want to be bothered. I don't want to see you. It's like poof. It's act like I never knew you. Like when she's done, child. I mean, we don't speak or nothing at all as it is, but it is a complete done deal. Once she's, you know what I mean? Because I don't have to run anything by him now anyway because of the. So a few years back, he pulled the slick one, and I was supposed to go to Miss Alethea's So Much Talent retreat, pay for it and everything. I don't know if Carmen is still on here, but she remembered that because I think me, her, and LaShawn was supposed to we was going to drive down, have a whole little cute little road trip or whatever. Out of nowhere, I get court papers, and because of the fact that I did not want to leave her, because I know people's like, oh, still just come, but I was like, you don't understand. Like, he's not that type of that. Like, she has track and all this, and I know he wouldn't take her. Like, I know it will be some excuse, and I'm not going to be in Georgia. Because I would have caught a flight. I would have caught something right on back. Because I don't play around. I don't play when it comes to my kids. So I was like, no, but I was so pissed because it's just like, again, he was mad out of nowhere. And it disrupted what I had. And I lost out, you know what I mean, on, first of all, meeting some of the Stowe family and my money. I couldn't get, you know what I mean? Because that wasn't Mr. Lee. They ain't had nothing to do with what I had going on here. I just was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it. And then, you know, I told a few people, I think I shared with y'all on, you know, at that time. But like what happened. But I was like, yeah, but when I really think about it, I said, Aisha, you really took all this stuff on the chin and, you know, you kept it to yourself. And I had my reasons for it. You know, when you grieving and you healing and you going through and you mad and you upset. I never wanted to talk about any things that I've been through and still have been in a state of anger. Because I don't want to project that onto nobody. So it had nothing to do with that. But it had everything to do with the simple fact that, like, legit, you know what I mean, honest women do, they do get messed over. You know what I'm saying? And no, they not know because they're talking about it, an angry black mom or an angry mom and nothing. Like, no, this is my experience and what I've been through. But people, they just want you to shut up and just, you know, take it to your grave, because that's what grandmom and great grandmom and great 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 grandmom, that's what they did. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. While I'm here on this earth, I want to live freely. In order for me to live freely, I have to release this stuff. And one of the things I had to be very careful for is for the fact that that is my past. And even though he keeps popping up in the present, he is still the past and he will remain there. And so I'm not going to let that disrupt my future and what I got presently going on, because he miserable and he's reaping what he's sown. Okay? So, yeah. But y'all, so that was that. So I still came. We still had our class that Monday, even though I had to get myself together because I was pissed about how she did. And I had to keep telling myself, you know what, Aisha, yeah, it may seem like, don't believe the hype. You're gonna be just fine, and it's gonna crumble in his face because he's dead wrong. It's not like a thing where I was trying to get over at home and it's like, no, no, it has nothing to do with that. He was dead wrong, and so lo and behold, yeah, I know. All I'm gonna say is I'm pretty sure he's a little upset right about now. And then will send Angel a message like, despite what you may have heard about me, as if like now I'm out here talking bad about this man. Like, child, for me to talk bad about you means I got to be thinking about you. I don't got time for that. I don't need to say, what do I need to say? Anytime she got something going on, the only person they see is me. They don't see you. They wouldn't even be able to pull you out of a lineup. So it's nothing for me to say. It's like, it's evident. But, so I had to deal with that, but we still had fun that day. We still did our line thing. We did our thing. And I got a ride to court. My friend took off of work and chauffeured me there, waited for me to go, and came out and picked me up. And you know what I mean? And it is what it is. But like I said, throughout the month, it was just like little, just different things. And I just was like, you know, when you going through so much stuff and you like, am I really cut out for this? And then, and you know, also in the midst of that, this is Angel's senior year. And I vowed to dedicate my time to her final year and, you know, making her prom dress and doing all that. So I'm not doing custom. And, you know, that is where my business was. That's what it was all about, custom. So revamping and pivoting and doing these different things, like all of this is happening all at once. You know what I mean? Everything's happening all at once. And then you worrying about, like, you know, well, I'm not saying you worried about, then I'm worrying about, you know, like sustaining these things and making sure, you know, I can really do, because I had my days where I feel like I'm on top of the world. And then the next day be like, am I sure this is really what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, you start questioning, you know, all of this stuff. And so sometimes it gets overwhelming. It really does gets overwhelming. But that's why I say it's important to have these conversations, because when you feel like that, it more than likely is somebody else that's feeling like that. And it's not to say like, oh, let's, you know, misery loves company. But sometimes knowing that, okay, so I'm not tripping, like, because somebody else is also dealing with, you know, just similar stuff. Not saying have necessarily going to court and all that, but just the heaviness of motherhood. Motherhood is the hardest to live. And I've been in a lot of hoods, honey. I've been in a lot of hoods. And none of them top motherhood, okay? None of them. So, pat yourselves on the back. Give yourself a round of applause, okay? Because we here. We still here. We still here figuring it out through our tears, through working out, through, you know what I mean, trying to just, maintain our peace. We still here. And that is something to be celebrated. And every chance I get while we on these lives, I'm going to remind us, because baby, I be talking to you, but I be talking to me too. Because I need that, and I like real talk. I don't want no punchline, cute little. You can say that for the post, but I be needing real conversation because this stuff is heavy. Um, it's heavy. So September was a very, very trying month, but then came October. And then I got my car October 9th. Okay, I found a nice car on Facebook Marketplace. The guy was a mechanic, very nice guy. He gave me a 30-day, like warranty for anything that, went on. They cleaned the car. I mean, it was like a brand new car, honey. Sunroof open so I could feel the wind blow. Okay. Even though I wasn't, it wasn't anything hot outside for all that, but I just felt like saying that little line. But it's because of my other car was so much older. To me, it's like a new car, like all this animated stuff. So I was very happy, and I still got my SUV. And I told Angel because she was laughing because my Google Maps, 'cause I use Google Maps. So my little icon is not the arrow; it's like a white. To me, it looks like a Rolls Royce. That little car icon. But anyway, hey, bruh, it's white. And I told her, like, I said, I know it seems funny because it was weird to me at first. But I said, what color is my car? And in the essence, she started laughing like, I said, because, my dream car, all I want is an Audi. I want blue trim interior, but, I want, that's it. I don't need, I love Audis. Audis say Aisha to me. They really do. I just be letting everybody else, ride in them and stuff. But they say Aisha. That's my dream car. So I was like, I'm getting closer to it. We got a white one now. Because my car is white, and it is like two-tone in the inside, like gray and black. And I paid our cash for it. No car note, no, you know what I mean? So, but that came October. You see what I mean? After the storm. You know what I mean? Because September was September was Septembering. But, it eased up. Right before I went to Morgan's homecoming, I got my car. And it was like some complications with the title. And the guy was like, if you don't get it, like, if you keep having an issue with it, because my stuff is still PA, y'all, but mind y'all business, was like, they said now because of the fact that I had to, I guess if you have a license plate too long, PA, they trying to get money every which way they can. So they said if you have a license plate that start with K and up, K and under, A through K, you need a new license plate. Guess what mine start with, y'all? K. So I had to pay for a new plate and registration so I was hot. I was heated. Oh, I was heated. Oh, them little suckers, them jokers. I said, oh, you know what? This stuff is all a scam. Because what's wrong with my license plate? Why y'all going to talk about where freedom lives or some corny something they got on them? Now, the license plate is white, so it does go well with my car, but I didn't give a damn. But my other one, and then I paid 2 years of my registration. They basically said, child, why you do that? Because you're not getting no refund. So I had to pay registration all over. Oh, I said, lot of mercy. Like, but I still, you know what I mean? I wasn't planning on doing all that. But I think I was grateful I had the money to do it. And so now your girl is rolling again. But I say all of this to say that if I would have let all that stuff get me down in September, I don't know if October would have went like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just kept saying, let me hold on. And when you have so much stuff going on, it makes you feel like shit. Like it just makes you feel like shit. And I kept saying, I expected to be further along in my career. Like all of these different things. I was going through it, and I allowed myself to get it out. And I was like, now that you got it out, girl, get back to it. Because we already know this type of talk where that will lead you. And we don't have time for that. But, I acknowledged how I felt. Wiped my little tears, got my ass up, and got back to it. And hence, here we are. Here we are. And yeah, it is what it is. So be encouraged, friends. Okay, be encouraged. Be encouraged. And I was telling y'all, so my newest addition to my family here is I've been making my own hair oils, and they're doing extremely well. Because I did a vending event a couple of weeks ago. I just haven't had the time to post. I have some stuff to post, but I just didn't have not got in around to it yet. But I really don't. I say all that to say, don't be afraid to like pivot. It too could be scary because you're just getting into new territories. But that's what change is all about. Like life is about change. Um, and I never like some of the things that I dibble and dabble and I just never thought that I would see myself there. But because I took the leap and started working on one thing, it opened up the door for something else. And so, with the oil stuff is doing really, it is doing really well. Um, but I also again like getting out doing vending to get it further more out there, so that's like the next step. And me personally, I think I'm a personable person, but not like that like not too much. As my girl Cree would say, like, you know what I mean? So it's a work of art because people are generally they are weird. When I say weird, I don't even know, weird is probably a nice word. It's people are just, it's like, is it something in the water? Is it something in the soap? Something in the food? There's something going on that is really weird. So getting out here and trying to make different connections and stuff like that, it's different. It's different. But your girl is doing it. But I'm doing it. Oh, you missed a. Oh, I got a Nissan Rogue. Thank you. Yes, look at God. Look at God. Yup, I told you. I said in the beginning and see, this is before I even knew what was gonna go down. I'm like, stuff always go down. So you gonna come up with stuff is gonna happen. But child, I didn't know me. I didn't know I was gonna be the number one contested. Shit. But I guess again, you know what I mean? Practice what you preach. But I still went through it. I still got through it. But I did not want to share that with y'all during the challenge because it was not about me. It was about us. So I didn't want, and not that I felt that anybody would have thought I was taking the attempt, but I'm just like that. So I didn't want to talk about it till the challenge and stuff was over because I didn't want no, and don't use what I was going through as an excuse. Like, yeah, so she going through it too. So So I said I was going to wait till this was all said and done. And then, but I wanted to share it though, because it be repeated. Like you never know what people are going through. You never know what people are going through. And everybody doesn't handle things the same way. Like they don't handle things the same way and it affects them differently. And it's okay. And I'm very mindful that I don't want to be judging people. I've been judged as long as I can remember. And you know what I mean? I hate it and I still hate it to this day. And sometimes even some of the words people say are judgmental words. And so that they're not even aware of. And so I just try to be mindful of that because you never know what you could literally make or break somebody with you just, saying stuff out of your mouth and you not even, using discernment and understanding, what somebody else is going through. So I'm not saying I ace that, but I do be mindful of that. Even when I'm sharing stuff online, but I'm going to be honest, y'all, like some stuff just needs to be said. And I'm not here to try to hurt nobody's feelings. If you've been following me for a while, you know that is not my motto. But some things you can't sugarcoat and be playing around with. And people be playing too much. Like they be playing too much. I know they got AI out here right now, but guess what? People been AI before AI came out. Okay? Like all that fakeness and hide behind, this, that, or whatever is very, you know what I mean? It's very far and few to find genuine people. You always got to go through a whole bunch of trash to find, you know what I mean? Like find the good folks, but keep the faith, keep doing it, keep pushing. Sometimes it's hard because you feel like you're getting swallowed up in all the nonsense, But I know I was telling someone before, like a lot of times I really do be wanting to get off social media because I was like, I don't got time for it. But guess what? If all the real people go off of there and you leave all the fake ones on there, then what? Like, how does that help? You know what I mean? So again, as I go through, y'all start to see things change. Like my account, I started rewording stuff and changing stuff because as I go through my evolution, I'm taking y'all with me. And so, some stuff, listen, I might be remixing a few things for a while until I get it together, but that's life. That's how it goes. And a lot of time people jump from A to M, and I'm like, what happened to all the other letters in the middle? So people had this misconception of how life works and all the roughness and all the different things that you go to transform. Transformation is not a pretty happy process. It's beautiful in the end, but it gets ugly. It gets very ugly. And you're not trying to scare people off, but at the end of the day, you got to keep it real, because if you actually think like, oh, I'm going to really work on myself. Oh, I'm really going to really dig deep and find out why I'm like this and this, that, or whatever. Like, you're going to be happy and smiling and that. No, honey, you find like a lot of stuff about yourself that you was like, what? This is me? What? And even some stuff that you was programmed, that's not your fault, but you still got to deal with it. Like, you still have to get through it, even though it wasn't you. But you still have to work through. So, yes, it is not. But one thing about it, baby, let me tell you something. When you be your true, authentic self, I don't care how some people try to emulate, copy you, all the things. It will never, ever, 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 ever be the same. It will not. It will not be the same. I used to get so pissed off when people was copying my stuff, and they're more personable, so it's like when they would do it, it's always like, oh wow, look at them came out. I'm like, they ain't come up with that. That's not theirs. But I wasn't fully secure in myself, so I would always back down instead of confronting and deal with it. I was like, because I'm not for the confrontation, but some things and like you have to confront. You have to. You ain't got to be nasty about it if you ain't got to be nasty about it. But if you got to be if you look, you got to do what you have to do. But everything doesn't require to be nasty. But some stuff definitely has to be confronted. Like, it definitely has to be confronted. Because people will play in your face. They will really play in your face. And so you got, then that's when you want to let them know. You got to just, show them what you're working with. And, whatever that means for you. So, because people will try. And then it's like, oh, okay, nah, not that one. Let me pump my brakes. Because she's not playing. And be like, nope, and not. But yeah, people will play in your face. But it's time, y'all. As Mariah would say, and I can't do it, but y'all know what I'm talking, her Christmas thing. It's time. I'm nowhere near the octaves of her, but yeah, it's really that time for us to let our light shine, okay? So men can see, men, women, boy, girl, dog, animals, all of it can see our good works, honey. All of them. Everybody. Okay? Even the aliens and zombies, all of them. But some of these people they can't be human. But they gonna see this good work too. They gonna see this good work too. Which brings me to the next one. So yesterday, So yesterday I decided to go past, because I live in Delaware, and Delaware is truly a drive-through state. It's really much nothing to do out here. But, I would say have house parties and stuff like that. But, so they trying to come up with stuff and have little stuff. So instead of going to my line dance class yesterday, I went to this other place that someone had told me about. So I said, well, I'll try it out. I'll come through. And it was in Middletown. If you know anything about Middletown, child, a little weird. Delaware is a weird state too, but Middletown is weird. They really weird. So I said, okay, it's odd to have something out here, but let's go. And sure enough, you go in there, and because they were doing Motown trivia and doing a little line dance, whatever, it was cute. So you had the black people on one side, and then you had the white people, because it is a restaurant, so you could still eat in there. They were on one side, but when I tell you, if it was like an invisible wall there, because they was not paying no attention, and so the guy that did the guy on the mic was going around, and he tried to like bring them in, whatever. When I say they ain't won no parts, zero parts. So I was like, child, lead them, let them be, honey. Like, ain't nobody sweating them, let them be, because they ain't know the songs anyway. But so moving on, had a good time. And so this lady says to me, so, they was acting like, oh, what part of Delaware, where people were from. Because some of them lived out in Middletown, some lived in Wilmington, some lived, in different parts of Delaware. So when I told her, this one lady, what part did I live in? She was like, oh, my church is out there. Have you heard of so-and-so church? I said, yeah, that's right near me. And then she was like, oh, because she was like, what church do you go to? So I was looking. I don't know what I'm sure it was like, huh? Because they're doing like it. I was like, that just came way left field, like real left field. So I said, I don't attend nobody's church. You said I love Audis, but I won't get one. I can't remember the frame of the Audi, but you said a toy, girl, Brooke. You know what? We're going to have a sidebar conversation, because don't you do that to my Audi, girl. Do not do that to my Audi. But I think it is one, like frame, like a few years in one, because I can see that. They're all not like that, but there is a few years of whichever make that are like that. But they're all are not like that, so don't do that. Do not do that. But Audis and Volkswagens, they use the same parts, and them foreign cars, so need I say more? But that's why I said when I get an Audi, it's because it's definitely when I can maintain an Audi. Because when I had one before, honey, I was like, okay, what was I thinking? But I got it at an auction at a really good price. I was so hyped about it, I didn't even realize it was a stick. But luckily for me, I know how to drive a stick, so it was all right. But yeah, I'm like, give me an automatic. That's too much work. I'm raising kids. I don't have time to be doing all this extra work. But anyway, back to this chick. So I was like, and she was like, oh, what's that face for? And I was just like, well, that was kind of like odd, out the way. You wanted to you said you wanted this so bad. But I was like, I don't. And then she was like, oh, well, my church is, it's on Sundays and at 10 o'clock. And now I'm like, girl, I didn't ask you. Like, we hear line dancing, and we're doing, like, we're doing Motown trivia. What do that got to do with church? Like, what does that got to do with church? So I was like, oh, okay. I said, I'm good. And then she was like, oh, why? But she was like, oh, I know that look like, I said, well, I'll just put it like this. I grew up in a Pentecostal church, Sal. So, and then she proceeded to say that, because it was a lot of it was like projecting, right? And so she really was low key she was pissing, she was about 2 seconds away from like, girl, this is why, you know what I mean? Like, I don't bang. Like, when people be like, oh, the church, this, that, or whatever, I'll be like, get me away, get me away, get me away. Because, I know all of them are not like that, but too many of them that I come across are. So I don't want to be bothered with none of them. Like, none of them. If it was one and traded it in, she was pissed when she... Oh, really? Oh... Yeah, Audis, they're such a beautiful, it's such a beautiful, and I wanted, you know what I mean, I wanted the SUV, not the car. I had a car, but ever since I, started having SUVs, I just like to be able to sit up, and so, ideally I would have an SUV and a car, you know what I mean, when I get myself all the way together, but yeah, But both of them can be outies though. Both of them still can be outies, white ones at that. But yeah, so anyway, so she was like, "Oh yeah, I remember." She was like, "I remember being called up to the front of the church when cuz she, I don't know if she said she was a teenage mom or being pregnant or whatever, and them embarrassing her or whatever in front of the church." I said, "Okay, so you understand." But she was like, "But she's like, I pray that you get healed." And so then I said, "Hold on." Because I think it's the audacity for me and for people in their assumptions. Because first of all, I can't get over the fact that this is Motown trivia and we're line dancing. How the heck did we even get here? All because you asked me where I lived at and your church just so happy to be in the town that I live in. I never asked you about your church. I never said anything. So I said, hold on. Because before you get ready to try to go all up into this, let me say something to you real quick. I said people have different reasonings why they don't attend the church, and you can still do God's work without being in the four walls of a church. That is just a building. A lot of people in that building is trash. Like they you know what I mean, very judgmental. They're not godly at all. So yeah, I'm not going to be running to nobody's church. You know what I'm saying? And then she was like, "Oh no, I didn't mean." She's like, "That is true." And she's like, "You know what? I think I'm going to start talking about." And I kind of like zoned out after that because I was like, "Child, you already done missed me. Ain't nobody gonna be listening to you because you one of them ones. You already projecting and assuming something that I really could have been a part of her conversation and talked to her about it. But because of the projecting, I was like, I don't owe you no explanation about nothing. And I'm not coming to your church." So, but I was like, I cannot stand that. So any of you that's here on this live and y'all like heavy into the church or whatever, don't do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. You don't know what people, I was like, some people literally got taken advantage of in the church, and you want to talk about somebody coming to somebody's church. Child, you better be glad. Like, I'm like, you just never know. You don't do stuff like that. I was like, why is it that somebody? So here's my thing with me. When I go. When I say people be saying the oddest stuff to me. The other day I was out and I was telling somebody, this man comes and he opens the door, which I appreciated. Okay, you being a gentleman. But I said, no, that's okay. You can go ahead, and I'm waiting for somebody. He said, well, I'm opening the door for you. And so I'm assuming he didn't hear what I said the first time, because I said, and I said, no, that's okay. I am waiting for somebody, so you can go ahead in there because I'm waiting for them to come. Then I can come in there. You know what this Negro said again? Okay, but I'm waiting the door, holding the door, as if I should still go through the door because he was holding the door. So I said, you know what? I said, I already told you what I was doing. And I left it at that. So he swings the door and goes in. I said, you know what? So now I said, I see why people don't want to be outside people in. But I be thinking it's fun. Like, I be laughing at like some of the things that people really say just really, whoo, child. And that was one thing from that that night. And that same night, it was a girl that she always compliments me like on my skin, my hair, to this, that, or whatever. Which is, you know what I mean? I appreciate it, because I feel like if you dig in somebody else's style, you should be able to tell them that. You know what I mean? Without it being creepy and nothing like that. There's nothing wrong with that. And besides, it really, says to me, because I remember when I wasn't comfortable with me. So when people compliment me and stuff like that, it's like they see what I see, or they see whatever they see, but it's enough to be like, it stands out for them to be able to come say something. But I'm comfortable with me, and I dress for me. Like, I don't dress for nobody else. I do what I like to do. And so when people complimenting me on that, it's like high-fiving like the little Aisha with the big Aisha, because it's like, child, we got through it. We've been through it, and here we are. Okay, we gonna show up and show out for ourselves. because we knew what it took to get here type thing. You know what I mean? So, but this one girl, I don't know if she just needed a friend. Like, it was becoming to be a little bit overboard. Like, it really was. It was getting a little creepy. So I was like, did this girl need a friend or something? Because she was like, well, what do you do for like? Because you just always, you know, and then she was like, I love your sister locks, and I always correct people. I do not have sister locks because I know it is a licensed technique that they use at, you know, for doing all that, and that is not what I did. Mines are micro. And she was like, it always looks so nice. And then she gonna say, yeah, because if you don't look like, she was like, your hair is good. Like, you don't need a retie. So I was like, she was like, yeah, it's just so nice. Like, even if you have, and I just was like, first of all, you don't tell me if I need to retie or not. Like, I retie my hair when I get ready to. And then she was telling me like how that she also do, like, that is amazing to me. Like, you know, all these things that these people say they do, but you can't tell what I have and you don't even know. But nonetheless, you know, people tell on themselves without telling on themselves. All you gotta do is just let them talk, child, and you be like, okay. You know what I mean? I mean, the girl is a really nice girl, but she was just like, it was giving very much like, I don't even want to say, I was about to say like the Selena vibes, but I ain't, you know, rest her soul, Selena, child. But it was given, because she just kept saying stuff. And then I was like, I said, well, I make my own oils and stuff. So, you know what I mean? I know what works for my hair. And then she was like, oh, yeah, because I make oils too. So I do rose petals. And it's a traditional thing that a lot of people with locks do. But I don't do that for my hair. And clearly, you know, it was like she just wanted to make a point to try to stress that, like, she knows some stuff. But it's like a generic of what a lot of people, like what you could read and Google off of YouTube or Google or whatever, as far as locks. A lot of them say rose water and they boil it and they do all this stuff, but I didn't do that. I didn't need that for my hair. And then she was like, black seed castor oil, that stuff is thick. That's not, I don't use that for my hair. Yeah, it's like, don't tell me. Exactly. I was just like, and she was like, okay. So my friend was about to say, and I had to tap them like, don't shut up, like about to say something, because it's like, they talk about how she gonna try to tell you about you and she look a mess and she do hair. I said, child, like, but that's what I'm saying. It's the audacity for people, and I just be giving people the benefit of the doubt because I know she ain't really mean no harm. But I was like, girl, you pushing it. You are pushing it. So I'm like, what's wrong with these folks? What's wrong with these people? But if I'm going to be getting into this vending stuff, I was like, Lord, this is what I'm going to have to deal with. I'm going to have to, I don't know. I don't want to have a drink every time I go, but these people are like, woo, child, somebody pass me the liquor. Dang it. It's weird out here in these streets, okay? But y'all, so yeah. I'm gonna say, pop your ish, okay? It is our time. It's been our time. We are past due, okay? We past due, overdue. It's time to rise on up, let yourself be seen, all that good stuff. Like I say, I don't know how I'm gonna be. Like, I don't know. I just been wrestling with like this need to change. To don't worry about, like, do your thing. Don't worry about, you know, this, that, or whatever. Not that I was worried, but I do feel as though that I still kind of PG some things. Not that I'm gonna be out here, because I do cuss. I say that all the time. I do, but it's never been my style. Like, you might see a few words drop on social media, but it's not really my style just to be like, you know, blowing it up on. It's never been my thing, but I do get down with the get down. You know what I mean? But it's just some things that, you know, just need to be said and need to be talked about. And you know, I feel like that can really help. That can really help people, you know? So yeah, that was like my little Kanye rant. For those who don't know, that's what I be calling like my little Kanye rant for the night. Just to know, like, some things is coming down the pipeline. Um, it ain't over. More challenges, more things to really get involved. We already got stuff that's going down right now. And, in a community where I'm pretty sure a lot have already partaken in, just the bottom line is a lot of support that is needed. We're living in times where it can be scary, but I will say, do not get caught up, child, in all the things that's being said and done. Like, I understand giving out information, but some of this stuff is really like trying to plant fear into people, and I don't like stuff like that. I do not get down with that, and I'm so glad that I didn't allow myself to get sucked up into. I'm very aware and attentive of what's going on, but not allowing myself to get sucked up into this, because we already know when we're dealing with the orange man that it's little cheese curl, that it's a lot. You know what I mean? It's a lot. Sometimes you really gotta laugh at that joker. And all I say, let God be God, because only God knows how it's going, pan out. But yes, child. So here is the second one. I'm gonna be making more of these, honey, because now that I see how they do it, I think and don't sleep on it, because Cree has showed me a picture. She made this and it's really cute. So it is really cute if you just make it into a dress. But my purpose was doing it was I would needed me some nightgowns without using all of my fabric. So because it's nice and breathable for me, so it's like perfect. Perfect. So we already sewn up 2 of them, and I didn't put because it has a facing, but I wasn't interface for what? For what? Why would I be wasting fabric doing all that? So I have a few more of these type fabrics. So I'm gonna have a collection of these. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of these, because as y'all can see, it didn't really take long to do them. I'm not gonna try this on because y'all already know. Like, y'all, yeah, you feel the vibe. So this is the blue one, and this was the yellow one. And I know I have more fabric over there. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of them, because I normally just sleep in old raggedy t-shirts, and I have like some pants. Sometimes I like to wear pants too, like loose pants though. So I find another little pattern to do some of those, because these are really cute when you going out and you spending the night out, or like a hotel or something like that, and you want to be cute and you don't want to be like in just a t-shirt and it. Because when I'm home, child, I don't really, it doesn't really matter. But also too, when I'm getting dressed, like doing makeup, well, my fake makeup, because I don't really be doing nothing. But you want to throw something on, you don't want to put on your clothes just yet. These are like kind of perfect for that. And so this is a I guess you could still call it still like a jersey knit, but it's more so of the softer one, like the thicker one a little bit. I don't be knowing which one is which. So, like the proper names, like I don't know if it's I don't know, just knit, okay, knit. So, but y'all have seen a lot of these fabrics, so y'all know what they're like, y'all know what they feel like. But yeah, we have both of them. Both of them are completed. Both of them are done. So if you ever need you a little night, you know what I mean? If you don't want to make the full-blown sleepwear, this is definitely an option. But I would encourage you too, if you like that style, to just make it, because it was cute on Cree. I probably wouldn't. This will probably just be a nightgown pattern for me. I wouldn't. You said boxer shorts, yeah, those two. Yep, those two. But I don't know, for me, I don't know what it is about like just like thin pants or whatever. I'll walk around in boxer shorts, but I don't necessarily sleep in them. But I do walk around in them. So These will be good, but now I have to get ready to go and pull all of that stuff out of my closet and put it all out here and wait for these strangers to come tomorrow. Come tomorrow, and they have to come in my bedroom to get up there in that darn attic. Or just thinking about it, ooh, like I'm over it. Like I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm just over it. Shamir, I don't know if you're still here. Did I speak to you when you came? I know you came in here, and I felt like I did. But if I didn't, I do apologize. I don't know why that just came across my mind just now. But you know I'm not rude like that. I felt like I did, but I might have been in the midst of me talking, and in my head, I was going to say that I did. But if I did not, girl, I truly do apologize. But y'all, thank y'all so much for rocking out with me next week. So you'll know where the darn pattern is at. Next week we're going to be doing a kimono. Again, I don't think I've ever made one because I just was never interested in doing them. So even though I had the pictures and stuff up there, but I know sometimes y'all don't see it. I think I'm wound up doing this one right here. Because this basically is like what I really could have made that too, like the sleep in. But I plan on, because I really do to wear this out. Like, I've never did one before. I just never, it was like not my thing. You know how stuff just kind of grow on you? I feel like this is one of those moments where I feel like, I was like, you know what? Because I be seeing people wearing them and I'm kind of like, let me see how I can rock this. So, yeah, I'm actually, so that's going to be next week. The week after that, I'm going to be doing this skirt right here at the bottom, view D, with the splits in there. Because I definitely plan on just wearing that with like some like thigh-high boots or whatever. You know, to go dancing. Just like to be cute. Because I can. And then I want to do this one again. Now, this dress is super easy. Them sleeves is a doozy. Okay, them sleeves do take some time. That's where all the work at. It's in the sleeve. But I think it's such a cute dress. Like I might have made this probably about 4 or 5 times already. This is this dress that I wore for New York Fractals, I think in 2023 when we went. Yeah, this is what I used to do that. But I also one time, I don't know if y'all ever saw it, I made like a heart on the side of here. Like I used this pattern to create another design within this part right here. I plan on wearing this to my cousin's reception. Like he got married last month, I think. But they're having like a reception for like the family on this side at the end of November. So I plan on making this for that because I have these boots that I want to wear. So I'm basically creating an outfit around a boot. So now I got to see if I got fabric here though. I'm like, So I'm really putting myself up to the challenge, right? Like I'm challenging myself to do that. And I'm gonna just show y'all real quick like one of the projects. So remember this, like I've made this before. I made it for a workout outfit, but I actually just made a hoodie because I was using scrap fabric. And so I'm about to show y'all real quick. I just gotta hem it, but about mixing prints because I did use 3 different prints to do this. And I don't know, maybe one day in the future I'll get into, because I don't really know, honestly, if that's something like you can teach. Like, people just got to be open to trying different things. So this is this is, can y'all see that? I'm trying to not. So this is the hood on top of there. But these are the 3 different fabrics that I use. Because, again, I'm using what's in my stash. So I had more of this. This is why this is there. Put a black here. But it also, you see the black does still have a print on there, even though it's a solid. And then you have this animal print here at the bottom. And again, it still goes the same way on the back, because you know, yeah, and my seams do match up too, y'all, by the way. Okay. But then I decided to do an alternate side for the cuffs, because why not? Like, why not? So I have something to go to on Sunday, so I plan to wear that for that. and take pictures so y'all can see how I style it and all that. But yeah, but again, it's like I'm not really a sweatshirt. It's like, so I have to do stuff. So this is my way of like, okay, if I'm making a sweatshirt, like how can I make it me? So this is why I was saying encourage y'all to do those type of things. That's what helps me to stay focused, to stay grounded, to keep my peace, and just have fun with sewing. Like I love to just play around with different stuff. So I know some people did want to learn about doing this, but you got to be open-minded. If you're closed-minded, baby, you cannot, I can't teach you. I can't teach you nothing. I'm be like, okay? Can't do it. Okay? You got to be open. And I know a lot of times you're not going to be able to see it. Okay? You're not going to be able to see it. You're going to have to trust the process. And sometimes it's not going to always work either. Like I have time. It's not that many, not too many times, but I do have my moments where I was like, what the, like what? And throw the stuff in the trash. You know what I mean? It happens. Because when I make something, I still, even doing it, and I'm like, it still could look okay, but if it's not giving me like, oh, yes, then it's a no for me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, because I can sew for myself, I want to sew stuff that's giving me like, yes, girl, come on. Like, where are we going? It has to give me that vibe. And if it's not, then we got to tweak it. We got to get it there. Like, that's the whole joy of making your own clothes, so you could do all that. So anyway, so I just have to hem it. But I really like it. I was like, oh, this is cute. I think I can make me some more of this, type style, whatever, because I really like it. Yeah, that's the shirt you made, Tydri. Yep, that is the one that you made. You said that works well. Thank y'all. I do. I love it. I really do love it. And I just have fun with playing with prints and mixing them up. It's just, I don't know. It does something to me. It's just fun, and it just like, you know what I mean? And of course it makes it one of a kind because it's your creation. So yeah, so I encourage y'all to do the same and just play around with some stuff. Play around with some different colors. I did a project, I can't tell you, y'all know about it soon. Like I did a project that I used both sides of the fabric because I like both sides. So I used the wrong side and the right side to create the look. To give it an extra little, you know what I mean? So I'll go over that when the time comes for that. But yeah, it's like I use the wrong side of the fabric because it's right if I'm using it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Now, of course, if it's something that it's going to fray, it's going to do something, that you really can't use the other side. But if you could use it, use it. Like you want to maximize that fabric. You want to get the most out of it. So sometimes I use the wrong side. I put them on angles. I do all that. Cross grain. Yep, I do. If it works, if it's not going to alter the look of the garment. Yeah, I do all of that. I don't follow the rules because I'm like, well, who made this up? Who said that? Like, I mean, I understand you got to have some guidelines, but I get it. But it's okay to bend them. You know what I mean? It's okay to bend them. And so then you find out your own personal style. That's when you do that. Otherwise, you're just going to be making what the damn pattern has. I mean, that gets boring. But if that's what you want to do, so be it. Yeah, exactly. You could use the wrong side. I remember putting something together, especially with Ann Carr, child. That one dress I made, I literally sold the wrong. I didn't even know. I didn't change it though because it was already put together. I said, this is not the price. I was like, it's not the right side, but it took me a minute to figure it out. So I was like, who's gonna know, right? Who's gonna know? So yeah, when I pulled these 3 fabrics, I wasn't sure exactly how it was gonna go, but I was like, they're 3 different fabrics, but like the color scheme, it goes. They're not exact, but it goes. Because this right here is like an off-white, but putting it up against that gray, it kind of goes like it's kind of gray, but it's not. But who cares? Like, it still works. So, and then had the audacity to have a print in the side, you know what I mean? But yeah, yeah, I sure did. Yup, and would do it again in a heartbeat. I put the hood on there. I ain't gonna wear that hood, but I put it on there because why not? Like, I was like, yeah, I want to put the hood on there. I had enough fabric to put it on there, so I put it on there. But Yeah, and I had some cute boots to go with it too. So, but y'all gotta wait to see all that. Cause I ain't going to get all that. I gotta get all this stuff out of the closet. But y'all, thank y'all so much. We actually did make it for our 2 hour mark. Thank goodness, because this definitely could have went so much faster. But I said no. I still want to at least be able to give the 2 hours. And I was able to chat with y'all. See, you see how tonight went. Those are the type of souls I like to have, to where it's like a no-brainer and I can just sew and we can chat. And y'all was talking back to me and all that. See, I like this. Look at that. New beginnings. Didn't I just talk about new beginnings? So thank y'all so much for really helping me on this new evolution of mine. Because Lord knows from day to day, I'll be like, I don't know. I do not know. And I'm so serious about that. I'll be one day I'll be like, yeah. And the other day I'll be like, huh? I mean, wait a minute. Is this right? Like, I'll be scratching my head really questioning, like, am I doing the right thing? So it gets real. It really does get real, y'all. It gets real. But why I'm still kind of, because as soon as I turn this live, I know I'm be like, now I got to take all this shit out this closet. Like, I'm going to try to put in my story so y'all can see all of my like all of my stuff lined up here. First of all, so I'm going to show you, because y'all that's on here, y'all going to understand when you see it in my stories. How do I flip this thing around? Oh, right here. Let me take this on. I ain't going to show, because look, I got so much stuff everywhere. So you see this space right here? This is where I'm getting ready now. These are all patterns. I had nowhere for them to go get. But anyway, look at all these. Look at all of that. Like, you would think I have the whole production in here. But anyway, this space right here. This is a space where I'm about to put all them shoes and all them clothes that's in the closet. So when you see it in my stories, then y'all going to know why I be cussing and fussing about having to do this. This is like the 6th or 7th time that I have to now, to do this. Because my closet is packed to capacity. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to want to do. I'm about to just show you. Hold on. No, you know what? No, I'm not. Because I don't want that to be in my video forever and everybody be in my business. So I'm going to put it in the stories so y'all can see it for 24 hours. And then it's going to disappear. But yes, all that stuff in my closet, child, it is, y'all. You said you made a pencil skirt out of the black fabric, the knit, the right side. Okay. Well, that fabric, you know what? I think I might have got that fabric from Joann's. I had white too. It came in white. Because I made a dress or something out of it. I know I remember seeing it somewhere. I know I don't have a lot of it, but it came in white too. But that fabric was a really nice fabric. I made I think my Yes Girl dress out of there. Child, I don't even know. If I move one thing on this shelf, all this stuff gonna fall. That's how much stuff is up here. But I'm not complaining, but I'm gonna work through it. I just gotta sew through, sew through all of this stuff. I didn't get an opportunity to make, but like something like this. If y'all saw these two fabrics, would y'all wear those two together? Can y'all see that? I made some bell-bottom pants out of this fabric right here, and I made a top. It was for a Halloween. It was for a costume party, but they told me that I wasn't in costume. That was a regular outfit. I said, okay, because I was coming as that 70s chick. Okay, I had bell-bottom pants and my little tie shirt. Y'all remember when I made this online? But yeah, but like something like that it's like, if you saw this together, would you think to put that together and wear it? But to me, it came out really cute. But it may not, when you see it, when I post it, again, it may not be your style, right? But would you be willing to play around with stuff like that? Because that's the only way that you can get into this and get real good at it, is about expanding your thought process behind putting different prints and stuff together. You know what I mean? And it don't have to be exactly like mine, because some stuff I see people do, I would never. You know what I mean? And it's not no shade. It's like, it's not me. But that's the whole point. It's them. So that's why they do it. And that's why I do what I do, because it's me. You know what I mean? But if you like it, you be like, I want it to be, you know, be a part of me too. You have to be willing to like take something total opposite, something that you wouldn't think that would generally go together, and put it together and see what you come up with. You said yes. Oh, it did. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So ain't nobody answer me on that. So y'all wouldn't put them two together. But no, I get it. You don't necessarily have to put those two together. But I'm just saying, or you be open to like putting. You said no. It wasn't a. It was a costume. Those bell bottoms, I'm gonna make them again though. I used the knit. I changed the is that pattern I use over here? So if it's not, child, I just want to wait till I think I might have put it up. But the bell bottom pant that I use is not. I took out the. I made it into a elastic waist, so I took out the fly in the front and all of that. I just took that part out, brought up the line so that it would take that fly part out, and made a elastic waistband for it. When I took, because the bell is so full, oh my God, I loved it. So now I want to make some for real, because that was the costume. So yeah, so I want to make some for real. You said you don't use the right fabric. See, yeah, that's one of the key things when you're doing it. You have to make sure that you're using fabrics that have like the same weight and also have the same functionality. Otherwise, you're going to be like, you know what I mean? It's not going to look right. Oh, Brooke, you real matchy. Yeah. But if my mom was here, she would have jumped right on here and said, well, as my daughter would say, it don't have to be matchy. It just needs to make sense. Because I say that my mom lived by that child. She be telling people that all the time. I be like, okay, Mom, I see you've been listening. But yeah, I am not a matchy girl. But I do like that. What is it called? Is it monotone? Y'all know what I'm talking about when everything's all one color. Is it monotone? Y'all know what I'm talking about. But that word, those are cute though. I do like that. I could rock that once a year, but I do like it. Monochromatic, something like that. That word, I know it's something. I know I'm in the house, in the family with that. But I think it's monochromatic. I think that's the word. Yes, come on, friend. Thank you. I thought so. I was like, wait a minute now. I know that's a big word for me, honey, but I knew it was somewhere around there. No, I didn't post it yet. I ain't post nothing yet. I've been trying to get my life together. I know that's you, bro, and you can rock it. I can so see you doing that and doing it well. But for me, you probably can get once a year. You already know the color. Like, I think I'm gonna do it. Y'all probably like, girl, you in this blue. But speaking of, and then we really gonna go, y'all. We really gonna go. So, because I want to show y'all the ideas. I may have more shoes, but I know for a fact I have 2 pairs of shoes. One I do not want to depart with, but I can't fit it. It's just too tight. I thought my feet were swollen, but they're not. So I can't fit them. So this was one shoe. I don't know. And I'm not really so much as like a name brand, this, that, or whatever. I buy what I like. But these 2 shoes just so happen to be Jessica Simpson's shoes, because I do like her shoes. So, but y'all, you see this? Like, I don't even think I did. We look at the thing. So I don't think I never got a chance to actually wear them, because they look, but yeah, this is what the shoe look like. Okay. So I've been holding on to these things, but I'm like, child, you ain't, I mean, yeah, it's a wrap. You can't, it's for red. And here's another one. And I'm pissed because I know I have not worn this. But you know, once you see the shoe, you're going to know why I did not want to get rid of it. Okay. Again, look at the back. Now this one has been worn. This is an 8.5. I think, oh, you know what? It's the heel, too much for me now. But I mean, the shoe is still completely intact. I might have worn them once, And that's what this, because it was some sticky stuff on there. But yeah, child, it's a still a I did not want to depart, okay? Do not, but I was like, girl, you can't. And do y'all see what that say on there? Do y'all see what that say on there? Y'all see that cobalt? Earth. But I was like, honestly, as much as I would love to keep that dude, I can't do anything with them. So to be able to bless somebody else with them, so I got some stuff even to the side. Like I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but yeah, like to get rid of some of this stuff. I have dresses. I have like they got tags on them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I truly believe in being a blessing. You know what I mean? That's how I stay blessed, by being a blessing. So, but God, like, no, you're just not giving stuff away. You could do it at a low disc. Like, cause I've always done, I would just give it away. And people was like, why don't you do it at a low? You know what I mean? You got a lot of stuff that you're doing. Like, why don't you? And I was like, I don't know. But yeah, they definitely stopped me from that. But, yeah, I have, so, and like I said, I have dresses and I have really a wedding dress too that I just have a lot that I just need to go ahead and disperse from. I have given a lot of stuff away too because I don't play around when it comes to like teen moms and for girls and you know stuff like that. It's all I always have a soft spot in my heart for those for that type situation. But yeah. So you said you live in heels. Yeah, I can wear heels, but I just can't do them super high in that stiletto anymore. Like I can't. I need support. I need a fatter, heel. Those little, they was cute, and even some of my boots because of like for styling purposes and stuff like that. I'ma keep, but I'ma also see if I can get some of my heels cut down. I know they can't cut but so much off, but you'd be surprised how much that little bit could do. But for those shoes, I don't want, they're so like intact. Like I said, the blue shoe, I know for a fact that I did like a photo shoot and stuff in that one time. So that's why they are dirty at the bottom, but I have not worn them. As you can see, they still practically look like I have not worn them. No, I just used them for whatever the photo shoot that I was doing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. People say that, but Poshmark be a pain in the ass. Like, and another thing too is because I pay for like my website and stuff and pay like, you know what I mean? It's like I will even do Facebook market, but it's like I was on Poshmark before. Oh, they irked me. I did sell some shoes on there. I had some shoes that they kept literally sending me the wrong size. And so they refunded me. It was like, just keep the shoe. And I said, yes, thank you, because y'all are like illiterate. What the heck is going on? And those shoes was bad. But they kept sending me a 7.5. So they refunded me and gave my money back. I put them up on there. But the girl almost like she couldn't believe that the price. I mean, those shoes was kind of, so I think they still was on there for like $50. But she like really could not believe that, you know, I took pictures front, side. And I was like, girl, it ain't no more pictures I can take. But she's like, all right. And you know, loved them. But Poshmark be a pain in the you know what, okay? But I'm gonna figure it out. Shoot, even if I said I'm gonna figure it out, I might take this stuff and I be out somewhere where I'm selling. This is like add this stuff into the mix, honey, because it got to go. It has to go because I don't really want to be shipping nothing out either, for real. But I will because you know we got things we got to do. And besides, it's time to, you know what I mean? It's just time to clear it out. Like, it's really time to clear it out and make room for new stuff. So, anyway, y'all. Okay, I've done it. You're right. They can only cut but so much. Otherwise, the front of the shoe will look witchy and curled. Yeah, right. Exactly. So, for certain shoes like that I have worn and, you know, that's kind of like worn, I'll do that. But those are completely new. But the flower one, I don't know. I guess the way it's made, like, it's super tight on my foot. So, it's nothing I can do with that. The other one, the heel, is just, it's too high. Like, I could probably wear for 10 minutes or so, and then I would have to take them off. And, you know, people go, and I'm too grown to be going somewhere and talking about, all right, y'all, I'm going to have these shoes on for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I'm taking them off. No, no. And I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not knocking it, because I know people do. I went to a party Saturday, and the girl was like, come on, get these pictures so I can take these shoes off. I don't know. I'm keeping my shoes on. The shoes is the part of my damn outfit. So I'm keeping these shoes on the whole entire time, or I'm not going to wear them at all. So, or people be walking around stilts like they feet hurt. That's not cute. We're not doing that either. So just wear some flat. Wear something comfortable for your feet. And stop. Come on. Stop all that. Stop all that. Because that's weird to be walking around looking like all like stilts. Yeah, child. And that was something too at that party, but I'll tell y'all about that another day, because that girl at that party, when I just say, I'm just saying people, I say all that all that to say that people are just, they weird. It's like they don't have a sense of, what's the word? They don't have like a sense of surroundings. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they're missing that part. Like, this girl literally, so this is real quick. So y'all can have, so mind you, I'm standing right here, right? This girl comes, because we was taking pictures of the birthday girl. The girl comes and stand right here in front of me. First she was like this, but like trying to turn her camera. So I looked at my friend, like I said, oh no. I looked at my friend like this. I said, wait. I said, can you see me? They were like, yeah. Like, I said, can you see me? Like, am I standing right here? And so I just was like, you know what? Oh, God, like, not today. So I said, you know what? Let me move out your way. And she's like, oh, excuse me. I said, so you know the whole night I was like, girl, that was your one pass. But it's just be like people, and again, I don't really feel like she was intentional. Like, it's like she just don't, it's like people don't have a sense of their surroundings and direction. Like, one girl came and she was talking to and she was on the back of my chair, but she kept shaking my chair. So I had to look, she's like, oh, excuse, like, why is your hand on my chair anyway? You know what I mean? It's like, I would never think to do that to somebody, but people apparently just, they like to be all up in your personal space. I'm like, I think the pandemic really loosened a lot of screws that have not been tightened back. And so now, this is what we have to deal with. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. I think that's what's going on. But don't get me wrong, even in these little times, for the most part, when I go out, I really do. But it just be like these little things. And I need to know if anybody else be going, like, it just be like these little things that I be trying to make sense of. And I always get a benefit of the doubt. But sometimes, I just have to say a quick prayer before my mouth starts to get going. You said you wore your kitten heels and put on your flats as soon as possible. No. Oh, Shamir, you are there. Where is that face for, Shamir? You said that can be me and my friend D with my I would have to hold her. Oh, yeah, because child. I feel like I you never feel like sometimes, because it be like too many like kind of randomness. So it's kind of like, how you going to conduct yourself when you're dealing with ignorant people like that? Because some of them, I really think they don't like the elevator don't go all the way up. Matter of fact, I don't think it goes past the first floor. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it goes past the first floor. That's how some of these people, it's like, I would have never. And it was so much space and opportunity. Like, it was only one person here, me and my friend right here. And it was all this other space. But even when I go somewhere, I will sit all the way over here, and everybody will come sit all the way over here. They won't come sit where it's open at. They'll come sit near me. So it really is a thing. And I know people that, you know, was telling me, girl, it's your aura in that. Don't try to butter me up. Don't try to butter me up. Because I be wanting, the reason why I go all the way over there, because I don't want to be bothered. Right? So, but it's, I don't know. But I'm going to say, y'all, just, y'all got to stay prayed up, child, and just watch your surroundings. Because these people don't be watching. But, because it really be some weird stuff out here. When I was doing my vending, this lady came up to me and she was like, I think she said her name was Keisha. She said, hi, I'm Keisha. I said, Keisha, do you have a question about the oils? Or, you know what I mean? In my head, I'm like, what? Okay, Keisha, like, what you want me to do with that information, Keisha? Like, oh my goodness. All right, y'all, because I could go, I gotta go. I gotta get this stuff out the closet. Thank y'all, I'm telling you, once more again, thank y'all for rocking with me, child. Next week, we gonna do the kimono. Hopefully we come back with good news about whatever's going on up there in the attic, because whatever is up there be having a party. Okay, they party every single day, whatever is going on up there. But it really is annoying. But you know, I just try to stay centered. I still try to stay centered. I don't know if it's like God just, I don't know if this, I don't know if it is with this, in these shifts teaching me patience. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I know eyes like tired. I just need them to get it. Just get that, because that is nothing like scratching and just like running all around it. Yeah. And I'm really like, my lease is up in March, but with like, I don't even know. I don't know if I'm a renew. I don't even know. I kind of don't want to though, but then I also kind of don't want to be looking for another place. So I really just want my house. I really want somebody just to come tell me that they have a house for me, and they've been trying to get to me, and they finally got to me, and the house is paid for, and I don't have no taxes or no nothing. It's just everything is taken care of. All I have to do is move in. You know, that's all. You know, just that little thing, just a little thing. You know what I mean? With my yard, and you know, I'm not around nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I don't want to be next to. I don't want to look out and see nobody. I want to see trees. That's what I want to see, and grass. You know what I mean? Just a small little thing. You know what I mean? They can knock on my door at any time to tell me that we got a surprise for you. And I would act surprised and everything. Like, oh, what is it? Ah! You know, all that. I'll go through all that. I will go through all of that. But that's it. You know, just a small thing. Just that little thing. You know what I mean? Just need my house. That's it. You said, listen, the good book says, speak those things that be not as if they were, or as though they were. If or though. I'll look at it. But that's the gist of it. Okay? Like, it can happen. I believe in miracles. It can happen. It can happen. They don't necessarily have to not. I don't care how they get to it. I know this one day, this guy in the store was like, he was trying to sell it. Like, he was like, you want a house? And I really was tempted to go check out his house. But because it was a man, I didn't even know him. And I was in the like AutoZone. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to be kung fu fighting, trying to, you know, fend for my life. But I was like, is this a sign? You know, look, everything like, is this a sign? Is this a sign? Because he really wanted to get rid of his house. And I'm sitting here like, but... Okay, there we go. All right, thank you, friend. I said, is it or is it as though? And I'm thinking, yeah, is one or the other. But yeah, definitely would be though, because if is like a contingency word. Like, no, it is what it is. But nonetheless, yes. So it could definitely happen. You know what I mean? Or me win a lot, even though I don't play it though. I went and played the other day, y'all, and I did not win anything. I said, see, this is why I don't do this. Look, you do it one time. Look, this is why I don't even do this. I don't do it. I don't do it. I tried it. I was in the store, the lady looking at me. I said, I don't do this. So I don't really know what I'm doing, but here are the numbers here. I did not win. So I said, this ain't for me. So, okay, Brooke. Thank you for the clarity, the clarification. But it depends on, you know, I know it's different if you're using King James or whatever. I always was a King James girl. So I know they have it differently in the other ones, NIVs and all those, you know what I mean? OPPs. Heck, that's not a Bible, y'all. That's not a Bible. But yeah. All right, y'all. I gotta go for real this time because I gotta get this crap out the closet and I need to get in the shower so I can put on my PJs that I just made. But I'll see y'all next week. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Thank y'all for going with me through the many of changes. I will be using my broadcast channel probably like once or twice a week just for update. More like a bulletin board because I'm an email girl, so I like to send stuff via email. You can read at your own leisure. Plus, sometimes social media don't be acting right, like where I be at. And so I know for my email marketing, it acts fine each and every time. So, yeah, so just, you know, being to know there's a lot of different things that be going on. So I'll try to make sure everybody is fully aware of that. But I have started using my broadcast channel again because I do have it. But I'm not, it's you know, it's only going to be like a couple of just when I need to let y'all know something to direct y'all on where to go for whatever, you know, whatever it is. But yeah, I don't like to bombard all that. That ain't my thing. That is not my thing. Hey, friend, we leaving now, girl. But I hope everything is good with you, Janine. But yeah, we about to roll out because I need to get this stuff out the closet. What payment systems do you use when you are vending? I have I have Shopify, so I have the shop app thing on my phone, so people could, you know how you would go in the store and tap, you can also, because at a vending event this girl told me about that, which I didn't know, so I was super hyped. I was like, see, that's when you get out and meet with people. I had no idea. I thought they were still using the square little swipe thing, but no, child, they got a POS on your phone. So I downloaded the app and tested it out, and it works. Boop, boop, tap. And yeah, so they could use, so I still do like Venmo, I still have Cash App, Zelle, but for people that like to use their card, I have the app, the POS app, so all they got to do is tap to that, tap, and I get my money. So, and I learned that from the vending event. So, and it was all females that was vending. It was really nice. It was really nice. Everybody was cool. But yeah, I learned that from that. So I was like, see, you know what I mean? You don't know what you don't know. You said, yeah. So I had Square too, but yep, you could use, let me show you what it looked like. It's a POS. Cause I said, say what? Cause the girl was telling me, she's like, well, you don't have this cause this other girl just used. I said, well, let me find out what she used. Cause I thought I had everything. So you see down here at the bottom, can you see that? Lord, it says shop. That thing blurry as a mother. Why is it? It's on this side. Child, I'll just send it to you. But it says Shopify POS. So if you have an iPhone, then in the App Store, it's Shopify POS. And if you have well, I don't know because it connects to my Shopify store. So it automatically goes, oh, I'm looking at it. I said, oh, money's, I'm like, look at Shopify, but it's telling me that they're sending my money to my account from the person who purchased something. I said, look at this Shopify all up in my business. But yeah, they telling me they sending me my money. Yeah. So, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Because that's what's up. I didn't even know that. So now I know. And it works just like that too. Like it works, it went straight through. So I said, okay. So that put me on to something new. So yeah. But all right, y'all. Square, it do. That's what I had. Shopify is Square, ain't it? I don't really know how it, like, what is it under, but I know for my Shopify store, I use Square, and, so I thought it was all the same system. Yeah, I think it's all, you know, the same system, but it definitely was a game changer for me. I was trying to see and look at it and see what is it actually under. Because I don't know. All I know is, all I know is that it works. It has all of my stuff on here. Yeah, and it works. So, yeah. But with this thing, you literally, they just tap and pow. It's there. And it goes straight into your, whatever store you have set up for it. It goes straight there. So. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, bro. You have an iPhone? Well, I don't really know. I don't know if it can just be open. Like mine's links to my Shopify store. So this particular one is for Shopify. So I don't know if they have like a generic, like I don't know if you could do it like via with PayPal or, cause I think like with Square and all that, I don't know. Like just definitely look into it. But you know, they always got Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, like you still always have those. But for this, for like I said, people, you know, everybody like to tap. I don't, yeah, well actually I do be tapping. So people like to tap now, so you want to make it just as convenient for them as possible. But because I have Shopify, mine could be set up through there. But it may be some other ones out there that you can use without having to be connected to an actual online store. So definitely check it, because that is definitely a game changer. People, you know, easy, convenient. Boom, like here you go. And you can email them a receipt or text it to them. You know, you just let them put their information in and it sends it right on to them. And you go on about your business. So that's a good thing to look into, friend. And let me know how that works out too. Okay. All right, y'all. I gotta go. For real. I gotta get this stuff out the closet. All right. I will see y'all next week. Thank y'all so much. Have a good night.